Fox are creeping on the wall. Swallowtail heeds the northern call, and the last of the frost will thaw, reborn in the warm of the spring. I recall everything once more. Across the plain, red-winged blackbird, soft refrain, reborn in the warm of the spring. I recall everything once more.
Love beyond all means, it breaks the chains and gives strength to the weak. When I am lost, you're there with me. Your grace alone can set me free. Abound, it knows no end. It covers me and is my defense. When I am weak, you're strong for me. Your grace alone can set me free. Your grace alone is good enough. Your grace, there is no love. Wherever I go,
We got nowhere to be, just a slow dance with the summer heat. The world outside can't wait a few, 'cause right now we got nothing else to do. The sun is peeking through the cotton white blinds, your hands still tangled up in mine. Feet on the wall, your head on me, floating easy. We got nowhere to be, got nowhere to be. Your hair's a mess, but you don't mind. You just laugh, let it fall where it likes. Coffee's cold, but we take a sip, talk about nothing. Let the morning slip. Oh, it feels like that, like summer air through window cracks. Oh, it feels like that, like the summer sun on quiet tracks. Oh, it feels like that, like the summer rain that falls so slowly on the naked skin upon your back. Oh, it feels like that, like a love song on a worn out track. Yeah, it feels like that, feels like that.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to BPL, where we have a lower bracket final or lower bracket matchup here in the A League as Polaris takes on Frogs on Fire. My name is Dextron. That is irrelevant. Man, how are you doing here tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm bad. I don't know. I'm glad to be back in the casting chair that's been gone for so long and ready to catch up on everything that's happened in the past month. So I'm excited for this match.
Yeah, a lot has gone on in the last month. Playoffs have started. Playoffs have wrapped up in some leagues, but in most leagues, they are still going on. And right now, you look at the A League bracket here. Polaris Frogs on Fire. Well, Polaris, I mean, they kind of ran their way through their first couple games, won their way in through the play-ins, was able to beat Primal Pineapples, but then lost to Corrupted Guys in a very close series, knocking them down to that lower bracket round to play Campfire Song. Frogs on Fire came in as the number 1 overall seed, easily dealt with Campfire Song, but then got beat by Smoke Wolves, who right now, you can already look and see there, locked into the grand final, so they have some time to wait and watch here. But after getting knocked down to this lower bracket, Frogs on Fire, it would beat Primal Pineapples to put them into this game here.
Yeah, I'm so excited. As you were mentioning before we started, that Frogs on Fire's only loss this in the regular season is to Polaris. And I mean, both teams looking for revenge here. Frogs on Fire wants to continue going on, they want it at the end. Polaris wants to show out like, hey, we may have been in a play-in round, but we are dedicated to go to these finals.
Yeah, I remember I was casting with Greetings, and he was very happy with how their team was playing at this point. I think it was like the last week of the regular season, and he told me like they were a team that was going to be a lot different once they got into the playoffs. They had everyone back, everyone was ready to go as well, and you can really see the difference in the team here so far. But yeah, you look at that week or that match 3 matchup between these two teams, where it was Polaris that actually beat Frogs on Fire 2-0 in a sweep. That was Frogs on Fire, like we said, only loss in the regular season. Outside of that, hell, they had a couple more sweeps and only faced a map 3 2 times, winning them both in that regular season. And you look at the playoffs here for them, a win against Campfire Song, lost to Smoke Wolves, but they're able to bounce back against Primal Pineapples there to get to this matchup here tonight.
Yeah, super similar on both ways when it comes to win-losses. But Polaris does have the map advantage on them in sense of playoffs. Frogs on Fire, 3-1, they 3-1, Polaris 3-0, which is planned, so perfect to play. But if we go from upper round 1 over, I mean, they took Corrupted Guys to map 5. They took another number 1 seed to map 5. While Frogs on Fire took, the 2 seed, who was technically lower than them in their bracket, and they lost 3-1. So Polaris definitely shows out that right now, season does not matter. Season standing does not matter. as a team, we are definitely showing out every trick in the book in our bag to pull out here.
Absolutely. I remember, I think there was a joke going on with Polaris that one of their players eventually quit their job, and that's when the turnaround really started here. But speaking of Polaris, let's introduce you to their lineup here. Alibi, Seda, and Clooney, your DPS line. Greetings, your tank. Zimzef, Cry, and Ghost, your support line here. And Irrelevant, I mean, this team, like we said, has really been on the uptick here though, since the end of the regular season. They have been firing on all cylinders. This lineup here, especially Seda and Clooney, I think on that DPS line when they're together, are somewhat too scary to really deal with.
Oh yeah, especially Clooney. I've seen him play. Clooney is a monster. When it comes to Tracer, Seda definitely fills that back line if they ever have to swap on anything, and Seda comes in. But Clooney is a force to be reckoned with. Greetings is just a crazy tank player. I think it's going to become a DPS battle. I say this, majority of the time, but I do think DPS is going to be a battle. I assume there's going to be Tracer ones. It's just going down to which team can make big advantage of their first picks first.
Yeah, absolutely here tonight. But for Frogs on Fire, again, this was a number 1 seed coming into the playoffs here. Akua, Iggy, your DPS line. Toast, your tank. And 4 supports here, Crow, Luca, Kairos, and Jules. I imagine there's going to be some flexibility on this roster, as I believe there has been in the past. But at least you'll definitely know you're seeing some flexibility on that support line.
Oh, yeah. Crow, Luca, and Kairos can play DPS as well, so you have a lot of DPS, but Toast is their only registered tank player. So Toast is going to have to show out. So is Greetings on the other side of things. So both these tanks are going to be familiar with each other no matter what. They're just not going to be a swap. They don't have to worry about, what's they going to play, how are they going to go. They have bans that they can definitely target this tank and just run with it.
Yeah, we're getting some more insider information here. Basically, 3 of those 4 support players there for Frogs on Fire are also listed as DPS players as well. The only one that's not listed as that is Jules, who is only listed as a support player. But like I said, flexibility here with these teams, especially at this point in the season, is a must. But we do know what our first map of the night will be here. Picked by Frogs on Fire, we're heading to Lijiang Tower. And Irrelevant, when you look at the map stats here, it's not a big surprise. Actually, no, it's a little bit of a big surprise why we're going there. This is one of their potentially worst control maps, and on the other side, it's Polaris' best.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe they've had scrims, these past week or whatever, or they've been running Lijiang and have a set, the team comp they want to run. But if you're Polaris here, this is like the game that you want. This is the map that you want to win and have because you have the advantage here. So maybe Frogs Fire has something up their sleeve that maybe Polaris doesn't know, but Frogs Fire with this pick definitely already on a back foot.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one. You could look at the rest of their map stats there and say that they weren't necessarily the best at many of these control maps, but this is the best one for Polaris, which is very interesting. However, bans slowly starting to roll in here for our first map. Polaris gets ban number 1 here because Frogs on Fire is able to pick map. Polaris, they don't want to see May here, which I'm not going to say is an interesting one because May definitely does find value on this map, but it's not one that I would necessarily expect to see.
I haven't seen much May as a choice on Lijiang. I get control in general because of her ult and her wall, all this stuff. But for this map specifically, I have not seen May been a choice. Maybe they're just protecting. Might be a protection pick for right now. Could be. But this gives Frogs on Fire a chance to target support or the tank and get this first map to be secure.
Yeah, when you put it like that, I really do believe it's probably leaning a little bit more towards a protection ban, but I feel like it's a really weird spot to put a protection ban in. Okay, I feel like...
All right, they're trolling. No, this can't be real. No, this...
Okay.
Maybe some Fire Mercy, maybe? I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to pick some out of these crumbs.
This is how the series is going to go, isn't it?
Oh, God, this is something, man. Don't...
Yep, this is going to be one of those series.
Yeah.
Again, remember, stakes on the line here. This is lower semifinals. Winner of this one will go on to take Corrupted Guys in that lower finals for a spot in the grand finals. Loser, well, hey, congratulations on the season, but it's over. But definitely some bans of all time going in here to our first map. Irrelevant. Hey, the pool's open for you here. Basically, what do you expect to see?
Dude, I don't even know. I mean, I assume from what they show they're gonna run, but I of course expect Lucio. I definitely expect a Tracer battle. Maybe when it comes to the main support or the flex support, maybe a Kiriko, maybe Ana, just to have rush. Tank wise, we see Diva from Toasty. Polaris Greetings is shows Orisa. Maybe they go Czar on the other side, or they both just stick with their mains and just run at each other. It might just be, hey, this is gonna be our starting lineup that everyone's good with, and we're just gonna see who's better with their main hero. That's my guess. I think this is what's gonna be. We're gonna pick what we're good at, and we're just gonna make it work.
Yeah, especially going into this map, I feel like you always see a tank banned out here, but with no tanks being banned, I mean, like you said, we could see anything. Orisa's there, Ramatra's there, Winston, Diva, Doomfist, Ball, Hazard, Zarya. I mean, anything is up here now, which is something you really don't see, because normally when you see one tank get banned out, you kind of understand how these teams want to play the map. But without that tank being banned, it's now just everywhere. But hey, player cams here, get rid of player cams. That is starting lineups here for these two teams. Albi and Clooney, Greetings. Zimzef, Ghost for Polaris. Aqua, Kairos, Toast to Toast, Kurt, and Luca for Frogs on Fire. Gonna be a fun one here.
Yeah, of course, expecting Lucy, like I said, but I am excited in the sense of how these tanks are going to duke it out, especially when they both show different tank styles. We see more brawl and more force, and we see more dive, get in, get out type of play. So backlines are definitely going to get pushed back. It just comes down to which tank and support line can do it better. I think, like I said before, this is going to be a battle of who can make it work the best.
Yeah, I mean, you did mention a little bit that this could be a DPS battle here, but normally whenever I kind of expect to see it be that, it feels like a lot of the time it comes down to that support line, just being able to make sure those DPS lines are going to be able to do what exactly they need to do to really make that difference here. But hey, already kind of showing us here what we expect to see, which is the Ramatra here. Brawl going to be the play style, it looks like.
Yeah, and I mean, with this Ramatra playstyle, it's great. I mean, you already see it's basically a mirror, except for Alibi on the Cass and on the Soj. So, Inigo, Clooney does change, so that's a good start, at least. They have something to come back through, but yeah, it's going to be main area. I'm excited for how this battle is taken.
I mean, I do like Aqua sticking with the sim here. I feel like it gives their team a little bit more mobility here, just being able to get from one side of the point to the other. Especially with Greetings want to play aggressively on this Ramatra. You already see them. They put up the arms there almost immediately once they see that sim beam up to level 3. Frogs on fire. I mean, it looks like they might get a free point cap here. Greetings going to try to at least get some pressure on it, make sure they don't get the cap easy here. But I mean, the tank can only do so much. Clooney now trying to get that backline, but Frogs on fire. A lot of their heroes are low, and now focusing in there on Luca. Not going to be able to find them as Clooney though. Gonna eventually just have to let this point flip over there, but still Polaris in a good spot here to potentially win this fight. Oh, Luca jumping for their life, but Clooney takes care of them. Cool guy running for theirs, it seems, but if your Frog's on fire down your main source of healing, once you lose, yeah, cool guy here, you might just have to back out, or what seems to be the case here, dying on point.
But they do get point at least, so that gives them some percentage. It wasn't a total waste of a fight and spending time. So it wasn't they were just all battling for, no gain percentage. So getting something out of it for a first fight, I think is still a win. Of course, you want to win the team fight, but you still get 23% contested. I ain't that bad.
Yeah, but another big thing. Yeah, Clooney has bomb, Alibi has Deadeye,
they have everything.
They have everything. Frogs on fire because of a swap there from Cool Guy are so far behind. The Photon barrier is really going to need to carry them here pretty early on. Zimzef going to use that Amage here early on. TP coming out there from Aqua, going to get in that backline, but not really going to be able to do much. Greetings will find one. Oracle finds Aqua out there. And now the Amage is invested by Luca. Not really going to mean much here. Deadeye also invested, so I guess, you'll take it. Yeah, Beat came out there to clean up the fight.
That's 4 ults.
Yeah, 4 ultimates to
2
on the other side.
And I don't know what Beat was used for, because, I mean, all I had to do was window and wall. Unless someone was extreme low and just used it, who knows?
I mean, right now, though, I feel like you talked about there, what was the beat necessarily used for? You're going to have a hard time really dealing with this annihilation coming out from Toast Toast. Pulse Bomb, though, from Clooney finds the floor. There's the beat from Crow, and this really allows Frogs on Fire here to play aggressively. Yeah. Toasty finding 1, 2, trying to find a third, not going to be able to, but Greetings, they might just back out of this one, knowing this fight is all but lost here, and not want to get staggered out. Yeah, you already see that Ramatra running back to the spawn.
I mean, with Frogs on Fire, you used 1 ult there, just beat, and you push them off. So you still have, Annihilation. You're about to have High Noon. On the other side of things, you may have High Noon's your next one up. So when it comes to Polaris here, you have to be conservative. If you rush in, they could just make you pay for it. And that's going to go wrong.
Playing a little bit aggressive with Deadeye out from Cool Guy. Going to be able to find 1. Toast is still holding on to Annihilation. Not going to use it just yet. They know they won the fight, so no real reason to, as the rest of Polaris just tries to back out here. Frogs on Fire, though, back in the lead.
Yeah, that's, good use again. Frogs on Fire again, using 1 ult and got at least 1 pick out of it and made space. So Polaris here needs to get something going, need to look just for picks. Toast is just going to hold Annihilation for like last moment and to survive. I think it's be more used as team more than aggressive.
I feel like this could be a final fight here. Polaris plays slow. They're only going to have this Deadeye to their name, but hey, the Deadeye finds 2! Alibi with 3! But there's the Annihilation out from Toast. Already going to be able to clean up 2 with that one, but the Annihilation will eventually fade away here. And Frog's on Fire. In a situation where I was thinking that could be final fight, loses it by playing maybe a little bit too aggressive.
Wow, great high number Alibi, gets 2, gets a 3rd, and Toast just pulls out Annihilation being down 2. So now we're going to the last fight. It comes down to these ults. Polaris is going to have 3 here, probably close to Pulse Bomb, but Window Wall is going to come out. It's going to be a battle of space.
Ozone Barrier is a really good spot right here, allowing Frogs on Fire to dance around it. And Frogs on Fire, they basically get a free point cap here. Zimzev did invest in the Amateurs. There's the beat out from Oracle. I mean, you can kind of see it. Polaris, they want to play fast. They want to be in your face. This combo is all based around that. Zimzev, including, going to be able to find 2 here. Alibi, though, taken out early on as Frogs on Fire, trying to get back in this fight any way they can. Toasty Toast, the only one to draw blood here so far, while the rest of their team, well, they're just joining them back in the spawn here as Polaris takes the point.
And you have Annihilation, you're going to have Pulse Bomb. Frogs Fire, if anything, is going to have beat at the soonest possible. Maybe High Noon if he can farm it. But you have this last fight. You got to make quick work of it.
TP being set up there. And there's the stick they're looking for. There does find only 1, so there's still a chance here for Frogs on Fire. Toast will find 1, but they are the touch. That beat that needs to get online now. Annihilation, not going to be enough. Not going to be able to do much there other than take care of the entire team. Frogs on Fire. I feel like 1 misplay led to them losing this point.
That is a crazy turn. To go from containing point in a good team fight to having, every ult lined up to then wasting 4 ults for 1 team fight and it's being held back by, 1 ult, being held down this over time. And Greetings did not die. Oh, that's support lines, both sides look a bit iffy. But Clooney also has 1 death, so it works.
Yeah.
But Frogs Fire still held you 99% first, so far death rate isn't an issue for this, at least for that point.
We came into this map, or in this really series, talking about, that DPS battle here and how we expected it to really be the difference maker there. But I really want to say, I feel like so far, it's been the tanks that have made the difference here so far. The DPS are kind of matching each other on each side. The difference in tanks, so I felt like, was huge. Cool Guy, having to slide away there to keep themselves alive. That would have been a very costly early pick here, but you already see Frogs on Fire just trying to control the point, but Toasty Toast getting a little bit low. Cool Guy going to be able to find 1 here. Immortality Field does so much, but eventually Luca will pay with their life for it here. Akua does find 1, but still trades being taken here back and forth, and right now, Polaris, they're the only team with a support here.
Clooney gets a pick. They still have cap point. They're going to take it now. Oh, Clooney goes down. They're going to take it now, but a little bit later than I thought it would take.
Nice disruptive shot there by Alibi, almost capturing 2 in there. Almost 2 clean kills. Greetings, though, getting low for the first time here. This entire map able to back out here, but you can kind of see Frogs on Fire. I feel like they want to just get Greetings to go back to the spawn once, but Alibi going to make sure Toast is not going to be the one to do that as they all fall back again to regroup. But I mean, if you're Polaris, I feel like you should be going fast here.
Yeah, they're down a tank. I mean, yeah, they're both supports, but they're actually down a support. I mean, yeah, it's right now 4-on-3, 5-on-3. If you at least don't make some advantage of this, it's just a waste of that tank pick. Luka gets a nice pick on Luka. Oh my god, just getting one support out. Oracle barely gets his way out. Again, almost barely gets his way out. And,
Oracle
I mean,
looking for the
they
boop
flip it.
kills.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him for doing that.
Yeah, I don't blame him either. I would be doing the exact same thing in that situation, and honestly, it would probably lead to me dying. So Oracle escaping right there, hey, good on them. But right now, Polaris in control. You start to see the aggression level come out from them here again. About to have all 5 ultimates ready for really both sides, but Alibi, a consistent shot with these Deadeyes. Greetings gonna be able to find one there with the Annihilation. Clooney finds one pulse bomb, even though it's stuck to the ground. Frog's on fire, trying to get a back cap here, but not gonna be able to. As Polaris, again, a heavy investment fight there as they use 3, but hey, they got one out from the other side at least.
They got one out, and you're about to come out with Wall, about to have Annihilation on the other side, about to have Rush. So I assume those 2 of those 3 are at least gonna be used together. You have Beat and Railgun, so Beat should be used here for this moment. I assume this is gonna be safe for.
There's that photon barrier. Nice use of the turrets as well. There's really nothing anyone can do. Now Beat and Overclock out from the other side here. Awkward gonna be able to find 1, make it 2. There, Toast gonna be able to give Greetings their first death of the map right there. And Frog's on fire. I mean, all they need to do is get rid of this pesky Tracer, and the point would be back in their control.
I mean, Frog's on fire again. You only use 3 ults, but I mean, you still have Annihilation. Toast again plays this smart like he did last map, and use it correct time. Could be the make or break of like these last 2 team fights that are gonna happen. But Polaris needs to make worth it to last team fights.
Yeah, but I feel like Toasty actually used the Annihilation at the right time, but it was just the thing that led up to it, where their team got taken out by a Deadeye, essentially, by just being a little bit too aggressive here. So Toasty can now hold on to this, because there's really nothing on the other side, but, I mean, there's the Annihilation coming out now. They want to win a quick team fight, and they're going to be able to do that here. Clooney will find one on that backline, but, I mean, there's multiple people low on Frogs on fire. It's still anyone's fight here at the moment. Clooney looking for that 1-2 combo, but Aqua right now just carrying their team on their back. Frogs on fire, gonna maintain control of the point.
And here we go. We got last fight. I mean, you have Bomb, you have Annihilation on the other side. You're close to window. Other side is gonna be overclocked. So you gotta watch out for that OC. Clooney cannot be the first one going down here.
They have Pulse Bomb ready to go. Annihilation ready as well as Greetings, trying to take some space on the point. That Annihilation gonna probably come out here. And Mitch as well. There's the Annihilation right now just to build some time. If your Frog's on fire, I think you honestly just kite this. You just let all these ultimates fade away. They've already done that with 1, but that Amatrix still up and alive at the moment. Frog's on fire though. They can go in now, looking for the boop kill. They're gonna be able to find it onto Aqua. Can they find a 2-piece here? Doesn't look like they're gonna be able to do it just yet. Clearly they're gonna be able to take down the counterpart there of Crow. And now Frogs on fire only have 1 attempt. Pulse Bomb pick there late.
Oh, big Pulse Bomb late. I mean, if you're Crow on the other side, you gotta, I mean, you're gonna wait. But yeah, again, last team fight. And 100%, and you have 4 ults coming off Frogs Fire. So if you're Polaris here, you gotta find early pick, as well as just not be on the open. But it looks like they already took point flip.
And Cool Guy uses the overclock right there. Going to be able to find 1, find 2.
Nice
There's not even going to be a touch right there.
Wow.
And, I mean, Polaris, they knew that was coming out from Aqua right there. They were pushing so far up. That Photon Barrier, though, just gave them enough space to put down that TP, get the entire team the point, and Polaris just did not have the time to get back to it.
That is something. I mean, hey, I'm okay with the, round 3 on Lijiang. I'm A-okay with that. But again, we're looking at it. Greetings Clooney still low on the death counter. Oracle or Ghost is also low on death counter. So it just comes down to, again, tanks are just going at it. I mean, 18 to 12,000 damage mitigated. So much damage just being output on both sides. You just gotta, I don't know. I think on Polaris side, you just need better ult usage. I feel like they're wasting 2 to 3 ults per team fight, while Frogs of Fire is using like 1 to 2, maybe 2 at most.
Well, Alibi went for the boop off the map, but I felt like they completely missed the bridge. I think I saw that as well. But right now, I mean, on the other side, you're really looking at Cool Guy or Luca to be the ones you want focusing on making sure Alibi doesn't find that much value here. So it's going to be very difficult for them, especially with how they're playing. Luca, though, already going to be able to find Zimzev so they can hit those kunai shots here. And losing your BAP early on here is not what you want to see. There's a boob, I believe, there on the Cool Guy. Toasty Toast going to be able to find Greetings. And, I mean, Greetings, after not dying at all that first point, I mean, that's now their 4th death. They are not playing to the same pace here.
No, and I mean, Alibi does get a boop kill off on Cool Guy, so finally got something to work. However, it was already after the whole team died. But a pick's a pick. Nothing wrong with that. But I mean, they can easily push. I mean, it's 5-on-3 right now on point. If Alibi can play this smart here and just get thought about it, almost had it too.
Oh, and Luke Crow in a bad spot right there. Alibi, though, will be taken out, so no more burst damage on the other side for the most part here. Clooney just going to blink away, trying to get rid of Luca there, and they're going to be able to find them eventually. Cool Guy, though, on the cast now. Going to be able to find one, but eventually they'll just TP straight into a punch there by Greetings. Toasty Toast, I mean, they can stall out here for a little bit, but they're going to stay alive instead. I feel like that's the...
I mean, 3 of your teammates were coming back from spawn before. If you die, you would have not gotten the early spawn. Ooh. But you definitely could have. Oh,
yeah. I was gonna say, you saw that teleporter right there. It's a little bit too close to the edge, and Cool Guy just holding down W as they walk through it. Gonna be the thing that basically started off the beginning of the end of that team fight. Alibi, though, gonna end it completely with a double barrage kill.
Yeah, I saw it too. I saw the spot like, oh, that's a little close to the edge, and then just. But hey, I mean, good usage over there by Polaris, only using 1 ult, and they won the team fight. So, great ult usage here. They want to come out.
I like the decoy TP there from Aqua that time around. Going to be able to get the pulse bomb out from Clooney. And look at what this does here. It completely leads to, I feel like, what's going to end up being a team fight victory right now for Frogs on Fire. Greetings is trying to use that Annihilation to their benefit. Not really going to do much there. I mean, for the cost of essentially a fake TP and a photon barrier, you got rid of 2 ultimates and the point back in your control. You'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah, 4 ults, and it's going to be up to 2 if Zimzev can get rush off here. But of course, Luda's going to have it prior. But, I mean, Ghost has to use beat here for 1 of 2 things. Either high noon rush and just rush him out of it, or Ceratosis Toast. Probably the best thing is for Annihilation. But you have to help your team make sure they get a pick off on support backline. I'm just going to walk it up.
Deadeye out here from Cool Guy. You see the Annihilation or the Nemesis form out here from Greetings, but instead of just looking for the picks, they're going to go for just damage instead. It ends up working out for them. However, on the other side right now, Frogs on Fire, down their supports, down their DPS line, and Toasty Toast, they understand the situation here. I don't think they're going to invest in Annihilation. They're just going to invest their life on that point.
I think Agua TP'd off the map. I think Agua walked off the map with her TP. So that's 2 misplaced TP walk-offs this map, I think.
That TP perk sure is great at times, but at other times,
Let's see what happens again. He's looking for a boot kill here. Not good. Oh wow. Lots of colors happening. 2 rushes come out. Beat comes out from Frogs on Fire. Queen has bomb here. Might look to use it. Does.
Finds
and gets 1.
Fine stick with Annihilation out here from Toasty Toast. There's no DPS line here for Frogs on Fire, and I mean, with the investment that Frogs on Fire put into this fight, you definitely need to win it, or at least get the point flip to go your way. Crow will find 1 there, but Toasty Luca taken out, so the investment, it fails for them right now, and you have to really wonder, does Frogs on Fire have a touch? Aqua coming back out on the trace, they're gonna triple blink, but they get punched in the face at the door. Polaris gonna take our first map of the night.
Polaris already up 1-0. I mean, I know it's best of 5, but I mean, Frogs on Fire there. Those first 2 points, it was just, you had the advantage when it came to ult usage. Polaris used so much ult usage, 3 to 4 ults per fight when they had it, and they finally, last point, you barely used 1 a fight, and it worked out in their favor. So Polaris regrouped themselves, understood, they found their mistakes as a team, and they built off of it. Frogs on Fire did not build off of their previous mistakes in that at least the first map. So good job, Polaris there. Nothing bad. You fixed what went wrong. I mean, if I'm Polaris there, happy. You just beat another #1 seed, first map, taken to your advantage. I mean, if you have a morale, your team morale is through the roof.
And Polaris, I mean, they really didn't truly make that many mistakes that first map. That was the biggest thing that I felt like we were always talking about Frogs on Fire. They're just mistakes that they were making, always coming back to kind of bite them. You can go back to the first point, maybe playing a little bit too aggressively, put them in a bad spot when that Deadeye did come out there finding 2, then eventually he was finding 4 after everything was set and done. And remember, they had an ultimate advantage. All they had to do was kite the Deadeye, and you probably would have ended up winning that first point. Then you won second point pretty handily. And you could have been talking about Frogs on Fire having a really dominant first map, but now it just did not happen in that way. Polaris, they capitalized on the mistakes of Frogs on Fire while minimizing the amount of mistakes they had. And I mean, you can go to that third point as well. Just a couple mistakes here and there. TPs, being put in really bad spots. Granted, a couple of kills off the edge there. Not necessarily what you want to see, but you go back to that last fight, the last true fight we saw there. Frogs on Fire invested 3 really costly ultimates. I mean, you had the Kitsune Rush, you had Beat, you had Annihilation. You didn't find any kills off any of that right there. And by the time that the fight was all said and done, you were hoping that Tracer could get back there, but they got their lights knocked out at the door.
Yeah, I mean, Rush coming from on the side, just a match makes sense. Clooney managed to at least get the pick with Pulse Bomb was big, especially on Cool Guy there. Cass probably would have won. Probably, I don't forget, might have been close to High Noon. Maybe could have gotten a pick there. And I mean, yeah, like you said, 3 costly ults, that should at least guarantee a team advantage in the fight. Annihilation takes so much room. Beat gives you so much more health and basic over health. Rush, I get both people had Rush, but faster speed of shooting, ability, cooldown, blah, 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 blah. Those 3 ults, at least used together, should guarantee at least the team fight win. So good job, Polaris, there to not let them get that. And as we're going to the next map, of course, Frogs Fire gets second map pick. And I mean, look at it right now. Look at these map stats. The first 2 maps, no matter what, look like Polaris' favor. Last 2, definitely more Frogs on Fire. So, again, Frogs on Fire here, you're going to want to pick Eichenwald. You're 3 and 2. But again, do you want to, or do you want to go Numbani where you're both even and it's a bit more fair? Or do you go with the risk of, hey, same ratio, 2 to 1, 3 and 2 on Eichenwald? Do they both know what they're doing? Do you have a guaranteed, hey, we scrimmed this week and we know exactly what we need to run? Or are you going to go, let's just throw a curveball in here because anything can happen?
And I mean, the curveball that Frogs on Fire could throw out here is the fact that they could just forego map pick, give it to Polaris so they can guarantee themselves first ban. That would be the true curveball going into this one here. But I mean, it would be. I feel like it would not be the smartest thing to do. Eichenwald is an option for them if we are going to hybrid next. But other than that, like you said, the Frogs on Fire brought us to Lijiang, a map that Polaris has done really good on throughout the season so far, and adding another win into that column now with 4 and 1, while Frogs on Fire drops to 1 and 3. It's gonna be just interesting to see what we see them pick here if they do pick map.
Yeah, if they do, I mean, in my opinion, or of course, that's just a caster, I would go to Numbani because even playing this map, it's either you get all the way to the end or you get held by control point, and you're both even on it. You both have a similar idea of what you want, what you don't want. It's not a horrible pick to get an even middle ground. If you want the advantage, Eichwald's going to be your best pick. Oh, they picked Numbani. Perfect. I'm so glad I'm glad they can hear me as I speak into the void. But yeah, Numbani, I think it's a good map. Not the best map out of these 3 to pick from. But if it comes to a silver ground, this could be your potentially last game of the season. I think Numbani would be the smart pick.
Yeah, and I think it is too. Like you kind of said, these 2 teams are even. This is kind of a map where you start off on dive, can go over to brawl almost immediately. And my feeling is Frogs on Fire kind of wants to bring us over to a little bit of a faster kind of play style with that dive kind of composition that you normally do see. Granted, though, you can still play brawl very fast, and with each team using sim a decent amount there, especially Frogs on Fire, you can just forego playing dive and instead play sim and just TP up those high grounds instead, which is going to be really interesting to see here. But now, Polaris does get first ban. So we're gonna wait on that here. What could we see here? Because remember what we had out, what we had banned out in map 1. 2 heroes that, a ban of all time right there. But again, basically the hero pool is wide open here for bans.
I think if Polaris is smart, I know it's still early game, but you go Diva. Toast is the only tank. clearly love playing diva. They're gonna run dive unless you want, of course, you're gonna run Winston. Maybe you still want to get rid of it, but you know what I mean. If Polaris, you want to get oh, I'm gonna shut up at this point. What did you? I mean, I guess. I don't know. It works. I don't know if it's the right pick, but it works.
I'm just waiting on what Frogs on Fire puts here.
Dude, I swear to God, if I see a Widow or like a Junkrat get banned out of everything else, I'm gonna actually. These guys are definitely throwing. There's no way they pick like a character that doesn't get played often at all. I mean, this is. Dude, I don't know, man. What's your thoughts? What do you think they should ban?
I think Diva or Winston would be the smart thing to do here. And if you want to ban a DPS, ban out one of the hit scans, ban out Ashe, ban out Cassidy, ban out Soj, ban out Freya. I mean, just one of those. But knowing these teams, like you said, it's going to be a Junkrat. It's going to be. I mean, Frogs on Fire could ban out Mei here. That's still an option.
Oh my God, they could. Oh my God, they could.
No, it's going to be Hazard. So that right there, 4th ban of the series. Finally, the most logical ban we've seen.
Finally a logical ban. They're definitely gonna run Diva, probably. Polaris here. I don't know. They might keep the sim. Both may potentially. They'll probably go hit scan. If Clooney's still in, probably go Tracer, just to run it down. But the Lucio ban, I don't know if it like. I don't know because Prize Fire can still ban Lucio as time goes on. That might help Prize Fire later on if they go all the way to the end. I don't know what to expect. This is the issue. I don't know if they're gonna run the same thing they ran last map, which is we're gonna play a comp that we're comfortable with and we're gonna make it work and no one's gonna counter swap, or it's going to be we're just going to mirror every game. If I see a mirror again, I'm like, these guys are definitely talking to one another. They're definitely communicating if they have another mirror lineup.
I mean, I don't expect to see the mirror come out here. Defense and offense on this map in particular really do play differently. So I feel like it'd just be weird to see a mirror out here. But I mean, right now we have two teams here that truly only have one tank, and we always talk about how good it is to be a little bit flexible on it. So you have to imagine that Toast and Greetings do have a little bit of a pool here to pick from. So they're dive heroes. I'm going to expect to see dive here, at least to start. Gonna have to be somewhat good, but again, it's going to be just interesting to see. DPS line is going to be something fun to see as well. We do have one sub, it looks like, coming in here. Cry is going to be coming in for Oracle on Polaris on that support line. So, I mean, we expect this. The only bench player Cry is the only bench player in the lobby here for either of these two teams. So, hey, people don't show up sometimes. It happens. But Cry, I mean, a really good support, going to be filling that role for Oracle here. So it should be fun to see them come in here.
Yeah, and we got the cat. We have the two cameras, both of the cats. This is great. This is definitely a video of some sort. But hey, happy faces. Who cannot be mad at the little cat? Look at him. He's got his little glasses on. How can you be mad at that? Oh my God.
Is that cat chasing a fish?
I think yes. It's chasing a fish on the screen while yeah. Or is that a rat? Is that a mouse? It's a mouse. I see a little tail.
I don't know.
Guys, this is probably more exciting than the bands these past two maps. I'm more excited about this cat chasing whatever it's chasing on the computer screen more than these bands.
Anyways.
Sadly.
Back to Numbani. Necessarily, what do you expect to see here? We kind of already talked about potential just being Diva. I could see Winston coming out here. No Hazard does make it really fun or really interesting because that Hazard's that mixture, I would say, between Dive and Brawl. You could definitely play him each way here. Wrecking Ball, though, I feel like is the more interesting one that we could see come out.
Yeah, I'm expecting Tostos to come out on Diva if they're attacking first. For the other side, I mean, maybe if you know you see they run Diva, if you've watched, if you've done some highlight tape, some film room stuff, maybe you see they run that, you run Czar, or you play as a team into it. Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't thinking Racha to be the second pick. Maybe I was thinking Orisa, but I mean, it's a bit different. I like the Life Weaver Kiri concept. Brig Bap, I like the concept because he would be a bit more close. But I mean, we see the same DPS lineup on Frogs of Fire. Ally changes, but yeah, I'm excited for this.
And right now, Cry just playing back here, just going to be pumping the healing here into Greetings as much as they can. And I mean, you see Frogs on Fire, they're trying to play this slow, but their entire composition, yeah, there's the TP that I was looking for there. If they're going to be sticking with a Brawl composition, but it looks like it was just a fake TP. No, actually it's a TP to that side room, but Aqua could be the first one to fall. Now Tostitos trying to keep themselves alive.